I'm making this video to show uh, why I started my programming with maxivci Bluetooth. And the reason why I started it is they said it was compatible. So I started programming it with J2 with the Ford vehicles and GM vehicles because both of them were having the same protocol, not protocol per se, but both of them were communicating with their vehicles on the CAN protocol, most of them on the CAN protocol. So I started using my VCI 100. Now I felt that the 200 is in, but it's not yet in town. So this is the device I'm talking about, the VCI 100. So what I'll do now is with this VCI 100, it's a standalone device, which means you can use it alone. And Hotel has given us the API for your computer to see it as a J25 device. So when you know the kind of protocol you are dealing on your machine, it helps you a lot. So you can see this VCI 100 comes with the Auto MS906BT and the Elite, most of the Elite. So it's a standalone device, but it has the CAN protocol for both J251 and J25-2. So let's go to this is the specification of the device, which means it boots up and it's having this battery in it which turns on the light. So this machine boots up, and the newer ones also come with the which is VCI 200, which comes with the CAN FD and other things, which comes with the CAN FD. So they've added the newer protocols to that device. So let me control R and let me rep the reg ed registry edit, and that's where you can know your your protocol or your VCI, the kind of protocol it can handle. So let me zoom it up and you can see. Okay, let me go back a bit so that you can see where exactly you can go to see all those things. So you go back, but if you have not opened this page before, when you open your PC, the first thing you go to, when you open the registry edit, you see this local machine, then you go into it, then you go to software, then software you go to WOW 6462 node. So when you come here, you see all the devices, the APN devices that your device can. So I have the Ford, the GM, but what I'm searching for is the CAN protocol, which is the pass-through device, the APN for the pass-through device. So anytime your software wants to communicate with a vehicle, it has to use this APN, and it will use the pass-through device to communicate with the vehicle. So it will send a set of instructions to the vehicle. So this pass-through device, they are having versions, and this one is version 0.4.0, and they are having another version which is pass-through supported 0.5, and this version is only due technology CADAC 3, which is in there, So you can see CADAC 3 in there with this supported protocols, with this supported functions. So now we are not talking about that. And also pass-through device is 1314, which is the dope. So when you go the GM dope, so I think when you do other installation, you see it there. So when you edit this pass-through device, so these are the protocols. So when you edit this pass-through device, the name, and you write like, let's say maxivci Bluetooth device, it will show the maxivci Bluetooth device. So let me extend this thing a bit so that we can see all these things. So any software that communicates or that uses the pass-through device, whenever you come here and you see any device in here, that pass-through device can be selected. So when we come to the pass-through device, which is this one, pass-through device 0.4.04, which most of the vehicle manufacturers communicate through the APN of this. So when your pass-through devices has the drivers, when you install the drivers, you're supposed to see it here, because now you can see this pass-through device here and category pass-through device here. That means the drivers are installed correctly. So the drivers will help the pass-through device connected to the drivers will help your laptop to identify the pass-through device you've connected to. Then from there, this pass-through device has this APN, this CAN protocols or these protocols which they communicate with the vehicle. So you can see these protocols, you can see all these protocols that the pass-through device can communicate with your vehicle. The moment you change this name, when you change the name, you can edit the name. So when you click on the name and you click on it, you can edit it. The moment I edit it, anytime I choose any pass-through device or anytime I try to select any pass-through device, I will see the name that I've edited from here. So let's say if I've connected to another device and I want to change it. So let me save this name. I'm coming just a minute. I will save this name and edit it and go to other devices. So the reason why I was using my VC100 was the Autel made it a standalone device, which means I can use it as a pass-through. So I can call it a mini pass-through, which most of the manufacturers do have, the mini pass-throughs that they use. So with this one, the mini pass-through, this is the kind of protocols it supports. So the CAN protocol, the CAN PS, then the iOS 14.23.0, then 15.76.5, then iOS 15.76.5 PS, then the older one. So any any kind of protocol my machine can communicate with it, or my MS906 can communicate with the vehicle. That means if it can communicate with the control unit, when I plug it into my laptop, I should be able to communicate with the device, with the software. So when you see these ones, you can see all these things are protocols, the protocols that your machine will communicate with the software. So what they do is when they write their software and they use this pass-through device that lets you see your device as a pass-through device. So the moment you see this thing as a pass-through device, and Ford uses most of these protocols, the J1850 VP VPW and J1850 PWM also. So where I can even use my FJDS to program the vehicle, because these protocols are being supported by my device. So the device supports this protocol, and let's go to the Elite. The Elite is having more protocols because they are purposely built to be used for programming, and they meet all the J25 requirements, and the Bluetooth also meet the J25 requirement. That's why I'm able to communicate with it using the OEM software. So when you come here also, this also shows the JVCI also has its protocols that it works with. So all these ones are the protocols that your car can communicate with it. So the moment I change this name, I click on this name, anytime I select this part, it will be in that name. So what I'll do now is, let me open my notepad and do a little editing. So anytime I choose it, it will come in that name. So let me go to OK. It will come in that name. So you can see the VCI, the maxivci VCI, also the newer ones that they've made. You can see the kind of protocol it supports, and the VCMI also the kind of protocol it supports. So when you watch through, you can get all the protocols that it can support. So if your vehicle is able to communicate with it with the scan tool, when you are using the scan tool. That means when you are using the OEM software and your device is under the pass-through device 0.4, depending on what the manufacturers are using, because manufacturers also use the 0.5.00 pass-through. So when you are connecting to them, like Nissan, like this, most of the Nissan software, when you install Nissan software, it uses the 0.500. So that means SCADA can communicate with it. I can use SCADA for it. So when you come here, you can see also the protocol. So this is the Honda protocol that you can use for programming most of the cars. So let's go to the Bluetooth also, and you can see the Bluetooth, the kind of protocols it supports. So far as it can use the CAN protocol, I can also communicate with it. So with this ones, so let me go to Bosch, and you can see the protocols that Bosch is supporting, the GM and other ones. And you can also, this is the MDI, which is for GM vehicles, and you can see the MDI2 can also support this internet also, and most of the protocols for GM and the FDs. This is the CAN FD, so the newer ones can also support it. So that means you can use the Bosch MDI2 for it, and this is the kind of protocol that the CADAC3 is using. The CADAC3 supports the FDI the CAN FD or FD CAN. So you can see the protocol also, and you can see other protocols that the CADAC3 is using. So when you come here, it helps you to know the kind of tool you are having and the kind of capability or how your tool can be used. So with this one, it helped me use mine tool for a while. So with this one, it helped me use my tool for a while because I started programming with this tool, and I've never failed before. If I failed, then it will be a software issue or the software just crashed on me or something. But the moment I know this card that I'm programming is an old model and it's using any of these protocols, that one I'm free to go. And you can see there is no FD CAN in this set of protocols because you can't use it to program FD CANs and most of the latest vehicles, but you can use it to program, like let's say from 1996 to 2016 or 17 or 18, depending on the manufacturer protocol that they are using on that exact vehicle. So you can see with this ones also, which is the Elite Pro, it doesn't have the CAN FD, and because it's the old version of it. So you can see this one also, and you can see the newer ones that they've made, Hotel has made, and you can see all of them, the kind of protocols they can support to help you do your programming. So when you are doing the programming, you can first install the manufacturing software and see if they have the requirement for you to do the programming, the kind of programming you want to do. So let's say maybe you want to do programming for Jeep, Chrysler cars, and you want maybe an external, or let's say Range Rover, which is using DOIP for their programming. You can check if your MDI or if your J25 device supports that kind of protocol. And if it doesn't support it, then you know what to do. Like the way this one, which is using GM dope, is. So you can see the protocol for the diagnosing. So that means from 2020 to 2021 GM vehicles which supports this kind of protocol, I can't program it because my J25 device doesn't support it. And if the J25 device supports it, it will come under it. So you can see the pass-through devices that support P04, pass-through support 04.04, and you can also see the pass-through device that supports the 05 from the manufacturer. So let me try one of the softwares let me try one of the software, which is Ford FJDS. Then I'll do one editing. So it's asking me to select a pass-through device. So you can see the list of the pass-through device. So you can see they've added the 0.40, the 04.04, and you can see Duke Technology and the Autel Intelligent Tech. So they are drivers that you install. So most of the time, the thing I do is I install the drivers and check. So this is the manufacturers. So these are the manufacturers that I'm having now. And Ford is still under the 0.0 the 04.04 pass through. So when I select Due Technology, you can see only car that I'm having the drivers installed on my machine. So when I select the botch, you can see the MDI or the MDI2. When I select the auto, you can see the list of auto devices that I can use, which the drivers have been installed on my device. So you can see them. And when you want to trick the system also, we have a way of doing it. So let's see, I'm selecting the maxivci Bluetooth, and I know it. So when you select it, you save it. When you select it, you save it and you exit the program. And I'm just for demonstration purpose, and I'm not using it. So let me go to the first scan also and go to selection of connectors. So when it comes to Foxconn, when it comes to Foxconn, you can see the list of J25 devices that I can select, which means I'm having these devices drivers installed on my laptop, even though even though the devices are not connected yet, but I'm having them installed on my laptop. So this one also helped me to know the kind of J25 device to select. And when you come here, when you come to the J25 toolbox, I'll do a little editing for us so that we check one or two things, how the manufacturers are using it. So you can see now I'm seeing CADAC plus 3, CADAC plus 3 or 3 plus. So you log in and it will try to search for the connection if the device has been connected. So let me go back and close the whole application and go to red edit and try to do one or two edit. So let's go to this and click on the name. So when I click on the name, what I'll do is I'll cut the name. I'll I'll copy the name. Okay, let me cancel it first and go to my Bluetooth, my Magic Flash Bluetooth, and copy the name. So I'll copy the name and go back and go to my Due Technology, and no, I have to copy that name. So I'll copy the name and paste it in my notes so that I can later come for it. Then let me erase the name. Let me go back again and go to my Flash Bluetooth and copy that and copy it and come back to my View Technology and change it to Flash Bluetooth. The moment I change it to it, it's being saved. So when I go back and go to my toolbox, instead of it allowing me to select my card because the name has been changed to Flash Bluetooth. So you can see the name has been changed here to Flash Bluetooth. But when I try to log in, it will tell me they don't support. So you can see they do not support the Bluetooth device. It's not compatible with the Bluetooth device. So that's how we edit it. When you edit it, it gives you the ability. So let me change the name back to the previous name. Or let me see if undo will work. It will not work because I've saved it. So what I'll do is I'll get this thing, copy and paste, and okay, then go back. So that anytime I plug in my I do not have the 3 plus, but I just wanted to install the drivers and for a demonstration purpose. So anytime I plug it in now, it will see it as character because that's the name. So that's the name of the device. So now you can see now it has come up as character. And when I do the login and it doesn't see the device, yeah. So it will tell me it doesn't see the device and other thing. So when you edit it and maybe let's say I'm using the auto the Magic Flash, let me try that one. Let me try that one again. So let me see, I'm using the JVCI also to do the editing. Let me copy it and paste it in my card and see if it will try and open or it will give me that error. So paste. So that means anytime my machine sees the name Massive Flash JVCI, that means it's going to connect to it with the software, and because the software is linked with the name. So let me go back and click on it and wait for the software to load again. Then whenever I try to select it, you see now J25 device has come. So when I connect it, now it's trying to search for the device, but you can see it's still telling me this device uses Bluetooth and it's not compatible with the Bluetooth devices. So that means you can manipulate the softwares and other things to work out for you the way you like it. So I'll take it back to the original state. And because I learned about these things, that's how I got to use the device confidently because I know the kind of protocol it supports, and I've used it to program most of GM vehicles and Ford vehicles, and it has been successful. Just that I've not tried on the very old ones, but the normal ones that I've tried on, it worked perfectly and it was able to program the vehicle for me. So whenever you are using any software that requires the J25 device, they will ask you to select all this list of J25 devices in the software in the APN. So these are the APN in which the APN is the application performance interface, which your device communicates with the software of the your laptop. So anytime your software makes any query, it goes to these devices. Then these devices also query the vehicle, and the vehicle also responds back to the devices, the J25 device, then the J25 device responds back to the software. So it's like they send information. They are betweener, as we say betweeners in relationship. So they are betweener. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.